And in turn, we are heading down to San Francisco, California. That's where our Gadget Guy Mike Yawney is and was yesterday for Apple's big announcements. Some changes, Mike, to the operating system and some new features for iPad, iPhone. But my first question is, did you meet Dr. Dre?
I did not meet Dr. Dre. He was not here, but the funny thing was they did incorporate him. They actually phoned him live from the press conference, the keynote. So Dr. Dre had a presence there, just not physical. We didn't get to see him.
Okay, but you got to see a lot of new things unveiling for Apple. So what's the biggest news there?
Certainly did. So no new products, but that really isn't surprising because WWDC, the Worldwide Developer Conference, really is all about the software. And this is where the developers come. They come here to learn how to program for the Mac operating system platforms. So tons of new features if you own a Mac computer or if you own an iPhone or an iPad. The interesting thing Apple is doing is they're really trying to integrate both systems together. So if you have a Mac and you have an iPhone or an iPad, they will actually work better together. So one example is AirDrop. If you have one of those products, you probably know what that is. You can wirelessly take a file and transfer it to another one. Well, for the first time ever, come this fall, you'll be able to take a file from your Mac computer and AirDrop it on the iPhone. It's never been done before. The mobiles were always separate from the Mac, so that's a big change right there. But here's what's really cool, something called continuity, and Apple really focused on this. If I was working on a project on my Mac laptop, let's say it's with Keynote, and I want to switch over to my iPad, all I have to do is click an icon. It automatically picks up where I left off right on the iPad. The file's going to be open exactly where I left it on the computer, and then you can take it to go. So they're really focusing on continuity and really bringing those two operating systems together. One other thing I should mention too, Tara, though, is that if you have an iPhone, iOS 8 is coming out this fall, and so many new features. I only have time to talk about just a brief couple, but here's the biggest one I think families are going to love. It's called family sharing. So if you have multiple iTunes accounts in your family, maybe your daughter has one, your husband, everyone, sometimes you accidentally buy the same apps at the same time, or you have to purchase it for each phone. Well, finally now, up to six people in one family can share an iTunes account, and you can all share purchases right throughout. So we're talking apps, we're talking music, we're talking books. So I think that's a big thing for Apple to do. Not only that, parent notifications. Let's say your little one wants to purchase an app. She goes into the App Store without you knowing and tries to purchase it. You automatically get a notification saying so-and-so wants to purchase this app. Will you allow it or will you deny it? You can do that from remote, so they can still download that even if you're not in the same place as they are right now.
I don't think my phone can handle that much traffic. My daughter is constantly, because she keeps getting sent to that App Store.
I know.
And did they talk about Beats at all, the Dr. Dre thing, or did they just?
No, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the videos that they played, you would see Beats headphones. It was so subtle, but they didn't really talk about the acquisition of Beats. And other than having Dr. Dre there, it really wasn't brought up. They joked about Dr. Dre, about the initiation into Apple, and you have to show up at a certain time on certain days, and you get the T-shirt and things like that. They definitely had poked fun with it, but they didn't talk about Beats products or any products. It really was all software and things like that. But I only scratched the surface of some of the things. I mean, they're looking at healthcare in iOS 8 for your iPhone. So things like all your health information goes into one central app now instead of being divided amongst different apps. So there's so many things to look forward to. It's iOS 8 comes out this fall. It's going to be free. And the interesting thing, OS 10 Yosemite will also be coming out this fall. That's for Mac. And it's going to be free too, so that's pretty big news.
Okay, we're going to pick your brain further when you get back here to Calgary, Mike. Nice to see you, and travel safe.
I will. Guess where I'm heading to right now?
Where?
I'm checking out the offices of Pinterest and OpenTable. We're going on a developer tour this morning, so I'm really looking forward to that.
You have a good job, Mike Yawney. You have a good job.
No complaints.
And you do a good job. All right, we'll see you soon, Mike.
See you later.